Hello everyone, welcome to our next section where we will be actually creating apps and at the same time we'll be creating a miniature home automation system which is controlled via Bluetooth. So first of all, I want you to get familiar with the app inventor, which is the MIT app inventor. So here I am on the website appinventor.mit.edu. So once you open this website up, just go to create apps, and basically what the MIT app inventor is, it's a free app inventor tool available on the internet. So it creates apps using the block-based coding approach that we also saw in Tinkercad, which makes creating apps actually very easy. It has a very good interface and we will be able to create some really top-notch apps using this software. So let me just sign in, and after you sign in, so once you sign in, all your projects will appear on this very screen. So I already have a few, but once you connect for the first time, you will see that you do not have any project. And the way to start a new project is just go here where it says start new project, and we will create a project name. So let's just name it as course. So I'm using this first lecture to just show you around the MIT App Inventor. What is its interface? What are all the various, components that its interface has? So first of all, we are in the designer section. So there are two sections of the MIT App Inventor. The first is the designer section, where you actually, design the GUI, you design the screen of your app. So it has a palette over here, and under palette you have various components in the user interface, like the button or an image. You can put a label, you can have a text box here, you have layout, which will help you control how your app looks like. We will be using this as well. Now you can have connectivity, where you can actually have a Bluetooth connectivity, a Bluetooth client, a Bluetooth server, or maybe you could use the web function to actually create apps that control something over the internet. That is also very much possible. So this is all about the palette. So in the viewer, you can see this is a smartphone screen. So one other thing is that the MIT App Inventor only works for Android apps. In order to create iOS apps like this only, there is another software called Thunkable, and you can use that to create similar apps. It also works with a similar approach on block-based coding, but personally I like the MIT App Inventor more, so that's why we are using this. So in the viewer, you have the screen option. So basically, all the components that you drag in from the MIT App Inventor show up in the viewer. So let's say I just, drag a button here. So this shows text for button 1. This is the button. This is what it is looking like. And now in the component section, you can actually see that, okay, the screen 1 has specific components. These are button 1. And you can actually rename this button. Let's just say it as a button. And here we are able to rename it as button. And okay, so we cannot use this, so let's just name it as button 10 instead. So this is what it looks like. So this is how you rename the component. You can have a different background color, you can have different kind of fonts, you can change the different font size. So let me just make it 25, let's say. So you see how it has changed in the viewer, and we can simultaneously see how our app looks like. This is really beneficial, and we can of course see the height. So if we make it fill parent, it will actually occupy all the screen, and similarly in the fill parent, in the width section, it can occupy all the screen. We can actually have a specific number of pixels or percent. So let's just say I make it 50%. You see how it will just have 50% of the screen. So we can also give it an image, and we can just upload any image of our choice over here. I'm just going to do cancel here. You can have a shape which is either rounded, so this is what it looks like, either oval. So these are all the various shapes that come here. We can always have text alignment over here, so we can make it, let's say, align towards the right side, the text inside. We can have the text color to be, let's say, red. So this is somewhat all the wide variety of things that we can do over here. So this is what I like about the MIT App Inventor, that you can customize this button to look like anything you want to with just a few clicks. So this is very much better than our coding, where you have to actually code every component, which is quite time consuming, and at the same time you have to learn a lot of programming languages for it as well. So this is what it looks like. And now So this is just the button part of it. Let me just make this small again. So let's just keep it automatic. Now we go to the block section. So this is where the actual logic of the code will be happening. So by now I would say that our logic is actually really good because we have understood many of the codes in Arduino, and we'll be using a similar approach here as well. So as soon as you are able to make sense of the program that you are making, the app that you're building, and as soon as you have a good sense of logic for that app, you're good to go. So we have a few built-in functions here like control. So inside control, you can see, okay, you have an if-then statement. Inside math, you have the conditional operator that we had in the Arduino IDE. Then in text, you can actually join text, or maybe you can just write whatever text you want to. You can have variables here. This is our button. So when we say when button is pressed, we want it to do some kind of specific function. So that can be done using these blocks. So when you join many blocks, they form a sort of logic, and that is how our program functions, our app functions. So here is the delete function. You can, of course, let's say I have this button here, I can just delete it using this. So every time there is some kind of error in our code, in our blocks, we will get a warning, and accordingly we can rectify our mistake. And coming back to the designer function, you have all these wide variety of things available. And so next I will be actually talking about how we can actually put the app on our phone. So under the connect option, we can go for AI companion, which basically is a very good function. So in case we are using some kind of small application, let's say a 4-function calculator that we're making right now, we can just use the MIT app Inventor app, which is available on the Google Play Store, and with the help of a barcode, we can actually put that app on our phone, and as we make changes to the app, changes will be made to our phone. This is a very good way to prototype, because you don't have to go all the way of creating an APK and actually putting the app on your phone and doing it all over again if you just come across some sort of small mistake. So this is one very good option. Next we have our emulator, which is basically getting the Android phone on our laptop or desktop, and then you can always build an APK. So let's say provide QR code for APK, so it can just build an APK of our app, and accordingly we can download that APK onto our phone and work with that. So in case of applications where we are using Bluetooth, I would suggest that we use the APK function, because generally when you are testing out heavy applications, it is beneficial because sometimes the live testing does not work that efficiently. So that is how you connect and transfer the app onto your phone. So this is the entirety of sort of the overview of the MIT app Inventor. So as we create our first app, which will be a 4-function calculator, we will understand better what is going on and how do we actually use all these various sort of components that we have on our screen right now.